So she thought that he was dancing around like a fool, is basically what she was saying, in front of all these ladies, just acting like some common man. He doesn't have his royal clothes on. He's acting like this regular guy. And the word for dancing is actually twirling. And so she's like, you're jumping around and twirling around like a complete idiot, and you just disgraced yourself. And she's totally embarrassed. But David says to her, it was before the Lord that I danced like this. And the Lord chose me over your father and above his house to appoint me as ruler over the people of the Lord, over Israel. Therefore, I will celebrate the Lord. And it seems like he's saying, you think this is disgraceful because this isn't how your dad acted as king. But God chose me over your dad. So he's not the standard. I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't dancing like a fool in front of these ladies. I was dancing for God, celebrating his presence in our camp now. And so I didn't do anything wrong. And then in verse 22, he says, I will be more lightly esteemed than this, and will be humbled in my own eyes. But with the maids to whom that you have spoken, to them I am distinguished. So what he's saying is, when he says in my own eyes, he's saying in my own home, like by my own wife. You think that I'm acting in an unbecoming way. But these women, the ones that actually, came down from their little tower and celebrated with me, they think what I did is honorable. You didn't even come down to celebrate because you're apparently too good. You're the queen. And so not important enough for you to come down and mingle with the common people. But I wasn't mingling with the common people. I was celebrating God's presence in this camp. And those ladies were doing it with me because they understood the importance of what is going on, and they think what I did is honorable. And then it ends by saying that Michal, the daughter of Saul, never had any children. And we don't know if this is because God punished her for what she did, or if it is because David didn't sleep with her anymore because he's upset with her. But either way, this is very significant because she never has an heir to the throne. All the rest of his wives have an heir to the throne, and she does not. And it's even further significant that she specifically is the one that doesn't have an heir to the throne because she's Saul's daughter. And all of Saul's sons have been killed. The only son that is the only descendant of Saul left alive right now is his crippled son Mephibosheth, who was Jonathan's son that got dropped by the nurse during the battle and fell down and was crippled. But that makes him disqualified for the throne, and God's chosen David anyway. But if Michal had a son, then Saul wouldn't have an heir to the throne through his sons, but he would have one through his grandsons. But because she doesn't have any children, then Saul's line is completely dead. They're done. He's not having any more people ascend to the throne.